I'm Mary Grady. Coming up next on the 1 o'clock news, a new development in the McMartin child abuse case. Police trying to figure out why a Los Angeles man killed 2 people. Preparations for the presidential debate and a last chance for the Dodgers. That and more coming up next.
If you can draw a line, Watterson College can train you for a career you'll love, commercial art. A career where your future really is in your hands, working for yourself or with an agency. From the basics of paste up to computer-assisted design, our training program will help your creative energies flow. So when the job is done and the presses roll, you can know the pride of having an exceptional career. To make it happen, call the Art School of Watterson College now at 1-800-841-8127 for our free brochure. Call now.
BA's doing body work on a hot car ring.
Your chopping days are over.
On the next A-Team.
Tonight at 6, nowhere else but Channel 9.
The 1 o'clock news is being brought to you by the Auto Insurance Specialists. For a quote, call 772-4AIS. Channel 9's 1 o'clock news with Leticia Ponce-Diaz.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mary Grady. Leticia Ponce-Diaz has the day off. A Superior Court judge has dismissed 27 counts against the defendants in the McMartin preschool child molestation case. The move came this morning, 15 months into the trial of Raymond Buckey and Peggy McMartin Buckey. Prosecutors asked the judge to drop 35 counts for various legal reasons, 27 of them because 3 alleged victims refused to take the stand during testimony this summer.
Those counts are dismissed. The remaining 8 counts will reserve until we deal with the amended information after we've had an opportunity to look at it in greater detail.
Now, even if all 35 counts involved in today's actions are thrown out, 52 counts will remain against the defendants. The prosecution is almost finished with its case. The defense is expected to begin next week. A long-time domestic dispute is said to be behind a shooting in Los Angeles near the Coliseum this morning. It happened at this apartment complex on 20th Street near Budlong Avenue. Police were called to the spot around 8:30 this morning. A man was holding his wife at gunpoint.
The wife attempted to leave. The suspect pulled her back into the house. He shot her, and then he turned the gun on himself and shot himself.
Police say the shots were fired just as they arrived to answer the original call. Police still don't know why a Los Angeles man shot and killed 2 people and then barricaded himself in his apartment for 4 hours last night. The LAPD Special Weapons Team finally convinced Zai Dong Bai to surrender late last night.
We communicated with him on the phone. He agreed to come out, did come out. He was taken into custody and has since been removed to West LA Station.
Police say Bai used a revolver and a 9mm Uzi pistol to shoot and kill a female victim whose name hasn't been released, and 57-year-old Michael Kampf. Police say they're unsure if Bai knew the victims or if the shootings were random. Other news, debate number 2, George Bush versus Michael Dukakis. It happens tomorrow night at UCLA's Pauley Pavilion, where only 1,500 of more than 10,000 seats will be filled. Security is said to be the reason for the near-empty house. Both candidates have light schedules today as they prepare for tomorrow's event. It's scheduled to begin at 6 o'clock. Now, Republican George Bush did make a brief appearance at breakfast in the Four Seasons Hotel. They call this a photo opportunity designed to provide pictures for the media. Meanwhile, Michael Dukakis is tuning up for the big debate. He sent out a musical greeting during a stop in Fargo, North Dakota.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
He was singing to Ted Mondale, son of the former vice president. Today, Dukakis is in LA preparing for tomorrow's face-off. By Election Day, about $5 million will have been spent on presidential polls. And trying to figure out who will vote for has become big business. But one national theater chain says that it can poll more cheaply. Steve Hartman reports.
Isn't America great? Here we have people lining up to do their patriotic duty.
Hi. Small popcorn.
Well, okay, so they're more hungry than patriotic, but they're still voting, and here's how it works. You order a drink, and the concession clerk asks you what straw you want. Say Bush, and she takes it from here. Dukakis, and she takes it from here. A straw vote. Get it? Straws, vote, straw vote. Yeah.
Would you like a Bush or Dukakis straw with your drink?
Palmar concession clerk Bridget Callahan is the pollster, if you will. When you order your Diet Coke,
Diet Pepsi, all right?
yeah, whatever. When you order your Diet Pepsi, she gets you your straw. So far today, she's given out 10 Bush and 40 Dukakis.
I went with the Dukakis, a Democratic straw.
But those local stats are a far cry from the general cinema national average, where Bush leads Dukakis. And if I were Dukakis, I'd be a little worried about that. Look at the history of this wacky poll. In 1968, general cinema goers predicted Nixon would win with 46% of the vote. He won with 43, just 3 points off. In 72, they were just 5 points off. In 76, just 2. In 80, 11 points. And last election, they said Reagan would win with 61% of the vote. He won with 58. Very close, and never wrong.
Does it make you feel proud?
Yeah, this is my first year for voting, and
Jeff Alexandra just turned 18. He's voting Bush, and he takes this straw stuff seriously.
gives me the sense that I'm helping our government.
That's nice, Jeff. But actually, I think you're probably just helping General Cinemas. Because, like the elections, you know it's all just publicity. Candidates selling image, cinemas selling Cokes.
Diet Pepsi, all right? Okay.
Whatever. I'm Steve Hartman reporting.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a white-knuckle finish tonight for baseball fans anxious to see a winner in the National League playoffs. The Dodgers lost to the Mets last night 5-1, forcing the series down to the wire in Game 7. That one starts tonight at 5 in Dodger Stadium. Well, charges of racial discrimination on the LA police force. That story is next, and the latest on the third fire to hit the Central Library.
Who offers the lowest possible auto insurance rates based on a report in the LA Times? Lower than Farmers, lower than Allstate, lower than Auto Club, and in many cases even lower than State Farm and 20th Century, the auto insurance specialists. For 20 years, AIS has saved thousands of people millions of dollars. If you're ready for the lowest possible auto insurance rate and high-quality service, call 772-4AIS in the 213, 818, or 714 area codes.
If you suffer from cataracts, this is probably the way the world looks to you. But it doesn't have to look this way. Dr. Stephen G. Cooperman, founder of the American Intraocular Implant Society, has restored vision to thousands of cataract sufferers. He's a participating Medicare physician and accepts Medicare and insurance assignment. So call Dr. Cooperman at 213-276-2076 and see the beautiful things in life the way they were meant to be seen.
Word processing secretary, $22,000. Work on IBM PC.
Data entry computer operator, $15,000 to $20,000.
Executive secretary, $19,000. Room for growth.
There are jobs like these in the paper every day if you have the training. Get it at the American Business Institute. Learn on the latest equipment from expert business instructors. Call ABI now, 1-800-JOB-PREP. The jobs are there. Call now, 1-800-JOB-PREP.
We're expanding at Family Fitness Centers with 5 large new centers. To celebrate, we're reducing our initiation fee by 50% on our expansion special of only $99 plus low dues at center of your choice. Our #1 priority at Family Fitness Centers is the fitness of our members. So we have the greatest exercise equipment in the world. Don't miss out on this dynamic combination of great equipment at our expansion special price of $99 plus low dues. Hurry, this is a limited time offer. Check white pages or dial 411 for center nearest you.
13 fire companies were called to West Browning Boulevard early this morning. They came to fight a house fire that may have been started by a Molotov cocktail. One person was injured in the fire, which consumed a 3-story house in the 1100 block of Browning near the LA Coliseum. Many rooms in the house were piled high with boxes and debris, which helped to feed the flames. The fire is listed as having been started by some type of firebomb, and it is now under investigation. Well, fire officials today are also trying to determine what caused the 3rd fire in 2 years at the historical Los Angeles Central Library. The blaze broke out in the library basement last night. Just 2 years ago, a couple of arson fires gutted the building. An estimated 75 firefighters were called to the scene. The fire started in an area where construction material was stored for use in the building's renovation. No one was in the building when the fire began. It took about 30 minutes to extinguish the blaze. No one was hurt, and the damage is minor. Fire officials say the building does have a sprinkler system, but it's not working yet. In another case, LA fire investigators said oxygen saturated an operating room at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center caused a freak fire last week. An infant died in the blaze. Officials said that the gauze around the premature baby boy soaked up the oxygen and burst into flames when a hot needle was turned on. A guilty verdict for a former LA police officer accused of murder. Richard Ford has been convicted in the murder for hire of Northridge businessman Thomas Weed in 1983. Weed's body has never been found, but Ford was convicted on the weight of testimony from Weed's widow, Janie Ogilvie, who pleaded guilty and testified that she hired Ford for the killing. Another ex-policeman, Robert Von Vius, is still on trial. Now, Ford could be sentenced to death in the case because he was also convicted on special circumstance allegations. 5 LA County deputy marshals are scheduled to appear today before the Civil Service Commission. The officers, who are Hispanic and Asian, say that they are routinely discriminated against in the marshal's office. They claim they are often subjected to racial slurs. The LA Police Commission has responded to a report that called for better advancement opportunities for the department's Hispanic police officers. That report, delivered by the Hispanic Officers Association in 1986, said that the LA Police Department discriminates against its Hispanic officers. The commission issued its own report saying that, among other changes, the department has increased its goal of hiring Hispanics from 22.5% a year to 30%.
That the representation of Hispanics, other minorities, and women at the higher ranks within the police department is an area which definitely needs improvement.
There will be a follow-up report from the commission in 2 weeks after it meets with Hispanic leaders. 6 people dead in a plane crash. I'll have that story when we return. And the astronauts at 0 gravity in the space shuttle.
A message from Vaughn's.
Would you rather have fresh or canned? Sure, everyone knows Campbell's, but Gourmet Pride has a fresh-made taste you just don't get with canned soups. Canned vegetables seem so soggy. The vegetables in Gourmet Pride actually crunch in your mouth, just like Mother makes.
Gourmet Pride soups are now only 59 cents this week at Vaughn's. Vaughn's, the lowest tape total in town.
Listen up, for a great deal, you see. Just 88 cents gets you cable TV. You get more entertainment, more channels, more fun. More choice, more value, more for everyone. Call 1-800-321-3500 and get cable TV, HBO, and Cinemax installed for as low as 88 cents. Plus your first month of HBO or Cinemax for 88 cents. Offer limited, 1-800-321-3500. Choose cable TV.
There are lots of things people are doing today to take care of their hearts. And one of the ways they start to cut down on cholesterol and saturated fat is with Mocha Mix non-dairy creamer. No cholesterol, low in saturated fat. Fresh, creamy Mocha Mix. A healthier alternative.
Here's an important health message that could save your life. It's a fact that 1 out of 7 of us will develop skin cancer. Those at high risk are senior citizens with questionable growths, or people of any age with blue or green eyes or previous skin cancer. The doctors of the Skin Cancer Institute, experts in early diagnosis and prevention, have made possible a free examination to safeguard your health. If you're at higher risk, call the Skin Cancer Institute now for your free examination at 1-800-445-EXAM. Call now.
How secure are our nuclear laboratories? Well, not very. The Energy Department has admitted to hundreds of incidents where suspected foreign agents and other visitors have been allowed into nuclear labs without security clearances. Senator John Glenn is investigating.
The system had taken too much time, and the labs were letting them in because they couldn't get an answer, and the people were waiting in the local motel, apparently, and so they let them in.
The Energy Department claims to have tightened controls, but still admits some foreigners are not checked out. Well, the nation's military bases will soon come under the scrutiny of a congressional commission aiming to save money. A bill passed by Congress today sets up the commission to look at all 3,800 of the country's military facilities and decide which ones should be shut down. The The recommendations of that commission are due out by December 31st. Well, a big military tanker plane has gone down in the Great Lakes region, leaving at least 6 people dead. The aircraft involved was a KC-135 Stratotanker, a type of plane used to refuel other planes in midair. The tanker crashed yesterday as it was landing at Wurtsmith Air Force Base in Oscoda, Michigan, which is near Lake Huron. A total of 16 people were on board at the time of the crash. The Air Force is appointing a board of officers to investigate that accident. The commander of the recent Discovery shuttle mission says that he's made his last trip into space. Astronaut Rick Houck said that he's already been in space 3 times and he wants to give younger astronauts a chance. Houck and the other Discovery crew members met with the press for the first time yesterday since their voyage ended. They also gave some play-by-play to some video of the mission that has never before been seen.
We carried 2 different student experiments on board. This is the second one that grew some crystals of lead acetate, crystals that grow to a fairly large size in a short time. Was activated by mixing 2 fluids together, and then right before our eyes we could watch these huge crystals grow.
We did want to communicate, particularly to the youth of the country, that we really, space is a fun place.
Well, the astronauts say that the successful mission should relieve any doubts about NASA's abilities. Each year, nearly 150,000 women go under the knife and have breast surgery. Whether for cosmetic or reconstructive reasons, some of those surgeries prove harmful. But a new study says that there are now safer forms of breast surgery. Jeannie Johnson reports.
Plastic surgeons discuss their most recent efforts to improve techniques for safely and effectively rebuilding or improving women's breasts. This week in Toronto at the American Society of Plastic and Reconstructive Surgeons Conference. Very promising is a procedure involving insertion of breast implants under the chest muscle instead of over it.
I think it adds a greater degree of safety in terms of the certainty that the implant will become uninfected, stay uninfected, and not become exposed with time. The more padding over any foreign body that's used in the body, the less risk there is that it might become exposed someday. The second advantage is that it's pretty clear that implants beneath the muscle stay softer.
Submuscular placement may reduce a common side effect of implantation. Hardening of the breast or capsular contracture occurs when scar tissue contracts around the implant. While not serious, the breast may feel unnaturally firm.
Since we've approached the augmentation through the total submuscular pocket, our own figures show that our encapsulation rates, so far as we know, are in the 2% range.
To aid in cancer detection, the Society urges all women with implants to inform their radiologist of their past surgery. Additional x-rays may be needed during mammography.
We've been following about 3,500 women in California who've had breast implants for cosmetic purposes. We find, number one, that they do not have an increased incidence of cancer. And secondly, that those who do develop cancer, the detection has not been delayed by the presence of the implant.
Women who want reconstruction have a choice of implants. Traditional options include a smooth silicone envelope filled with silicone gel. There's also a silicone balloon that's inflated to the proper size with salt water during surgery. Another, the double lumen, is a silicone gel pouch surrounded by a larger casing that's filled with salt water during surgery. Currently under investigation are implants whose rough surface seems to reduce hardening of the breast. This is Jeannie Johnson reporting.
Well, turning a fascination into a lifelong hobby is something that one Tennessee man is especially good at. Reporter Paul Sims introduces us to a shipbuilder with a very special touch.
You'll always find me right here in my little shop. Most hours, this is where I'll be, just totally engrossed in my ships.
Mike Leonard was born with a fascination for the ocean blue. And though he's never set sail, he has built a seaworthy pastime, hand-carving the history of centuries of ships and preserving that history in bottles.
The things that the men were doing to make the ship great is actually what made the nation great. It gave us our birth.
He has kept alive an age-old art and added a new twist. There's not just wine bottles and gallon jugs here. Mr. Leonard puts his beautiful boats in beakers and light bulbs, hoping to draw attention to a time long past.
hopefully maybe when somebody has that on their mantle, that they'll see the same thing that I saw and feel the same thing that I felt. And when they pass it down to their children, maybe they can feel it too.
Mike Leonard has found his very own handmade recipe for bottled history lessons of the sea.
My ultimate goal is to build the perfect ship. Each one is closer, just a little bit closer, but I haven't built the perfect ship yet. It'll be a long time yet, for sure.
Paul Sims for CNN, Morristown, Tennessee.
We'll have the latest stock figures when we return, and we'll show you the best places to spend your money for fun.
Last month I had quite a scare. Had to take Beth to the hospital. They had me filling out forms up to here. Sign this, sign that, sign here, sign there. It's tough when you're worried. And all along, I knew that Medicare wouldn't cover everything. Well, when Beth came home, we made up our minds to look into health care plans. She says I'm picky. She's right, I am picky. Well, I found a plan called Secure Horizons. I pay no premiums, no deductibles. Not bad, huh?
Under contract with the federal government, Secure Horizons is a very special no premium, no deductible plan just for people on Medicare. Call 1-800-544-3306 for a free information packet.
Oh, Beth is fine now, and that's the way I like it.
Crack 'em, shake 'em any way you want 'em. Have some eggs now, that's all right. Boil 'em, bake 'em any way you make 'em. Have some eggs now, morning or night. Ow!
Crack open a meal. No matter how you fix them, California fresh eggs are quick, easy, and the best value for your food dollar.
Fry 'em, try 'em any way you want 'em. Have some eggs now, that's all right.
Violence does not belong among the people you love. If you or someone you know has this problem, do something about it. Call 213-392-8381.
On the next live, do you know what time it is?
I'm not sure, but I do know we don't have much time left,
Well, get ready because it's Howdy Doody time. Yeah, he's going to join us with Buffalo Bob and some Howdy Doody lookalikes, too.
Pretty close, huh, Reach?
Now, watch it, Kathy. There may be a Clarabelle lookalike in there as well.
That's true. Also, the legendary trio from the 60s, Peter, Paul, and Mary, will perform some of their classic hits for us.
And now you should plant your flowers because they'll be ready to bloom in the spring. We'll show you how.
Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Well, the stock market is closed, and here are the figures at this hour. The Dow Jones Industrials closed at just over 30 points. That's down for the day. Transportation figures were also down today. Not a very good day on Wall Street at 1566. Utilities also down at just over 2. Total volume shares traded on the New York Stock Exchange today, 156,502,000. Advancers were behind declines at 387, declines at 1105. The metals did a little bit better today. Gold closed up at $4 and silver also closed up 12 cents. Other financial news, billionaire real estate developer Donald Trump has now added planes to his empire. Trump says that he paid $365 million for the profitable Eastern airline shuttle that runs from Washington to New York. Eastern Union leaders say that they're going to go to court to block that deal. Now time for the weather. Another sunny day here in the Southland. Here's the forecast. Hazy today with some southwest winds up to 12 miles an hour this afternoon. The high could reach about 79 degrees at the LA Civic Center. The low tonight should be about 60 degrees. Air quality is in the unhealthful range in a number of areas in Southern California today, so do watch out for that. Tomorrow's weather will be about the same with late night and some early morning low clouds clearing to some hazy sunshine. Highs will be in the upper 70s. Elsewhere in the nation, some of that white stuff, some snow is being forecast for parts of the Great Lakes region and in the mountains of western New York, if you can believe that. Some of the highs today are Atlantic City 51, Cleveland 41, and Yuma still a very warm 97 degrees. Well, a lot is going on in the world of music and dance this week here in Los Angeles. Our entertainment reporter Sandy Newton tells us that there's a feast of creative delights awaiting audiences in the Southland.
Well, those of us who complain that Los Angeles just doesn't have any culture will have to eat their words this week. Friday night, the third season of our Music Center Los Angeles Opera opens, starring superstar tenor Placido Domingo. In a world premiere, the new version of Tales of Hoffman. I had a chance to talk to the opera's general director, Peter Hemmings, on opening night, and he told us he was pleased with the success of the new opera company.
I think it's something to have got to a third season, but I think also the fact that our subscribers have now increased by 25% means that we really feel that our recipe is right and that people want us, and we're doing the right thing.
Well, if opera's not up your alley, then why not try a little ballet? And who does it better than the Moscow Classical Ballet Company, currently at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium through October 16th. They're performing two favorite timeless productions of Swan Lake and Romeo and Juliet. By the way, this is the first United States tour for the celebrated Soviet troupe. Tickets are available at their respective box offices for both the opera and ballet. The opera will rotate 8 different productions through October 25th, so I recommend for culture fans you see it. In Hollywood, I'm Sandy Newton, Channel 9 News.
Turning sewer gas into diamonds. That's what a naval research scientist is doing, but don't get too excited. These diamonds aren't gem quality. Instead, Dr. James Butler has found a way to convert the methane from sewer gas into tiny industrial-type diamond crystals. Butler says it will be years before the diamond-making system could be used commercially, but when it does happen, there will be plenty of raw material available. And finally, this afternoon, the ever-popular Barbie doll has always represented style and sophistication to little girls. But now she's caught in the middle of a controversy that has fur flying. Here's more.
Barbie, America's top-selling doll, has been cruising in fashion's fast lane for 29 years. And over the years, there have been hundreds of accessories. Spandex for working out, stonewashed denim for hanging out, fake party furs for going out. But now Spiegel's catalog is offering an exclusive item for your Barbie that animal activists say is really to die for. An authentic mink fur for $59. The publisher of Animals Voice magazine is outraged. He says the fur should be sold with appropriately cruel accessories.
Why not get some accessories like the Barbie steel jaw leg hold trap, the Barbie seal skull crushing club, the Barbie body snare trap with matching skinning knife.
The fur manufacturer, Mini Mink, says doll furs are made out of scraps, so no additional animals are being slaughtered. It's hoping to expand the line beyond Spiegel's. Mattel has nothing to do with the doll furs and hasn't decided what it will do. On the eve of her 30th birthday, Barbie may have some grown-up problems to deal with. Susan Lasovich, Los Angeles.
And that does it for us today. Join us again for the 1 o'clock news tomorrow. And don't miss the news tonight at 8 and 9 o'clock. Have a good day.